Um, Welcome to Tuesday, December 16th. Oh my gosh, today's gonna be a day I had to go get a big cup of matcha because there's a lot of calls today, and I want to give you a little heads up about a few things you can prioritize, and then I'll probably talk a little bit at the end about some really exciting stuff coming. And I'll pull a card in a second, but Super Saturday replay was put up. If you were there this weekend, drop a one. Thanks to everybody who participated and came to that. We launched our 500 meals incentive through last night, but I've decided with Joan, let's extend our connection incentive to hit the goal. And I think we can do it by Christmas, if not sooner. I mean, that's over a week. We did 100 in like 24 hours. So, over the weekend and today, we're talking a lot about connecting, right? Because connecting is the basis for foundation of everything in life, business, success, right? And I don't want you to even think monetary wise. Like, yes, success can mean, making an income. But success in general, in my eyes, like having a successful life doesn't just revolve around money. It revolves around like the relationships, right? I believe that the fellowship that we do with others is what we're meant to be on this planet for, and making memories with those people, right? And so every successful business, every successful life starts with connections, right? We're on this planet, literally, we were knit to connect. So we launched the Connection Incentive, and Joan and I are going to be making a donation to Feeding America to support 500 meals given this holiday season through the Feeding America Foundation. And so the way that you can take part is by literally just being a good human and connecting with others. You're filling your funnel so that the right people will attract to you. You're not feeling like, oh, I have to go and message people to join my business, or look at this or look at that. Focus on connecting first, because the rest will follow. Because then when you put out the right marketing, people will say, oh yeah, I know Alicia, I'm friends with her. Or, oh yeah, I like what she's posting, she's a good human. Like, hey, let's do business with good humans. That's what people want to do, right? So we're filling our pipeline, we're putting out positivity, we're doing a good deed. Let's feed America. Okay, so drop 500 in the comments below if you're committed to helping feed 500 meals in America. Okay, here's how you do it. First off, if you want, thinking social media wise, because we're going to go into marketing right from social media. People who like your content, go shoot them a message. Let's say Karen likes my post, or she drops a comment. I'm gonna go send a connection message to her. I'm gonna go stalk her profile maybe. So yes, we wanna hit this big goal, but we wanna be intentional. We don't wanna just spam like, hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Just to get to 500. And I think for the most part, everyone's been doing that because nobody's been like, I connected with 100 people today, right? It's been very intentional. So maybe I go to Karen's page and I'm stalking her page, and I see a little bit of like where she went to dinner last night. I'm like, hey, I sent her, I like that post maybe, and then I go to her DMs. I'm like, hey Karen, gosh, happy holidays. I saw that you went and had a delicious dinner last night. It's been so, I know we haven't connected in a while. Catch me up a little bit. What's been going on? Happy early holidays. Okay, that would be one connection. Okay. And in that time, I might make what I call a dream list, and have a notepad on my phone or my desk, and I would put Karen at the top. Okay, so now she's my dream list. Now I'm like, okay, my job is to be friends with Karen. Okay, and if something comes up where she's like, oh, we really want to take a vacation, or oh, we're looking for extra money, I know, ding, 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 I can be intentional. Oh, and make the intentional invite, right? So let's get those connections to 500. I'll talk a little bit more about the 90-day run. Some of you guys have heard a little bit at the end of this call. But for today, from this call today, we have a lot of things going on. So we've decided to push today's overview. We will not hold an overview. If you have someone that's like, this person was planning to come to the overview, let us know. We will fit in a 3-way call or a chat 100%. We can do a 3-way call, whatever works for you. And also, if you're like, oh my gosh, I have like 12 people coming. Okay, no worries. We can still do it. It's not a problem. We just want to help you guys prioritize, because we will have, we do have a corporate call today, corporate global call at 11:30 Pacific. And then at at 1:30 Pacific, we will have our 90-day call with Ilian, our master distributor. So highly prioritize that over anything else today. And that's why we're shifting the schedule of the overview. So, Joan, I will turn it over to you and let you kick us off with our training today. And I'll come back a little bit at the end and talk about, our Dallas update and the 90-day call.
Okay, well, let's guys, just for a moment, what we would love to do first is welcome you obviously to the call. Happy December 16th. But I would love to hear from you guys. What are some of the wins you've been experiencing in the last week since we met together? Who wants to share some wins? And then I'm going to draw a card to kind of set the rest of our meeting tone. And then I'm going to give you just 3 points to consider when you're out connecting, really today through the end of December 31st. So who wants to share a win? Maybe it's something a challenge you've overcome. Maybe it's you've recruited someone or you're talking to multiple people. Uh, Maybe you've overcome something with your own mindset. What would that be, guys? Who wants to share?
I have someone that I'm going to be doing a
Oh,
three-way
go ahead.
call with Tracy tomorrow. So excited
Oh,
about that.
all right. Let's give it up for Amanda. Woo, woo, woo. Way to go. Setting the appointmento. All right. Who else? Come on. We got to have some wins here, ladies. We got a lot of people on the call. I'm not moving on until we hear some wins.
Making better use of my time, maximizing the time that I do have.
All right. Excellent, Jennifer. So, really making better use of your time. This is a good one because often, I don't know about you guys, but last night even I got caught in scrolling and I looked at the clock. I'd been doing that for like 35 minutes, right? So, I love that, Jennifer, that you've kind of brought that into your awareness and you're making better use of your time. It feels so much better when we're productive versus when we're, sort of procrastinating or, we're gonna get to that something, if that makes sense. So I love that. Okay, guys, I'm gonna share a card. I want to just say too that you know, Megan touched on connection and how important that is. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But right now, I want everybody just to realize that, we're at the 15th of December. And traditionally in network marketing, you will hear people say, like, nobody's buying, or, people are extremely busy. And these are true. These are definitely true things. Not that nobody's buying, because people are buying every second of every day. People are joining and every single second of every day. But what I want you to know is that we're at the 15th of the month and people will have additional distractions. That's what I'm really want to point out. People have additional or other responsibilities because of the holidays. And so, really, what can we do to maximize that? Uh, Right now, through the end of the month, is what we're going to talk about. So, I'm going to draw a card here, and you know what? This is a great card. Card number 24 is to reframe, to elevate the way I see something. And how much more perfect could this be? Okay, because like I said, traditionally you're going to hear these kinds of things, or you might do some reach outs and feel like you're getting shut down, or, people are telling you, drop a one in the comments if you've heard, chat with me after the holidays. Drop a one, because these are real things that happen. Okay, 500. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So I know that at times the way I look at something doesn't serve me well. I can intentionally reframe my view of the situation by choosing to see what's good. When I choose to reframe, I will elevate my thoughts and see a brighter picture. Flip the switch from seeing what does not serve you to a new view that will change the way you look at something. When you change the way you think, you will also change the way you feel. So, guys, it's easy at this point in December, and it doesn't matter what company you're with, it doesn't matter what the circumstance is. It's easy to let talk to me after the holidays, a no, I'm busy, a ghost. It's easy. We're a little more sensitive in this time, during these times. It's easy to let that get under your skin, which is exactly why I want to talk about connecting. Drop a 2 in the comments if you feel good after making somebody feel special. Drop a 2 in the comments. Okay, excellent. So I want you guys to notice that the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because the way you feel is so important. I mean, it's important every single day, but it's really important when times are tough or when times are not the exact same as maybe, December 1 through the 15th. Does that make sense? So, what we want to really focus on is what can we do? What's within our power to brighten somebody else's day, holiday, time? How can we show people that we're going above and beyond, taking time to go the extra mile? Because I'm going to tell you guys right now, and if you're taking notes, I want you to write this down. The secret sauce for anyone in 2026 is simple. It's called service. I don't know about how many of you recognize service has kind of taken a dip. It's hard to find people to help you. It's hard to find patient people. And it even can be at times hard to find people that are even joyous and happy. How many of you don't need to drop this in the comments, but how many of you are getting regular calls from people that are trying to serve you? I would venture to say it's slim to none. Okay. So I want you to think about service and your level of service and how you serve your people, whether it be your team members, your customers, your friendships, your, family, all of it. It all ties together. So if you've got your pen and paper going, I'm going to give you 3 points to connect. And I want you to think about this in a way of first, you're going to create a goal of daily connections. Okay. You're going to have a goal to connect on a daily basis. And guys, this is really nothing about business. Okay. It's really nothing about business. So you heard Megan share we want to connect like a human. So I want you to think about this latter part of December as being about connection. Will you make some sales? Will you draw some people toward you? Will you, sign up new ambassadors? I believe you will if you get your mind right and if you're focused on connecting first, making other people feel important and special. So we're reaching out to people from our customer list or our, what I would call like people that have maybe purchased from you anything in the past, and we're reigniting our connections. Okay, not with an intent behind it, just with simply being a caring individual and connecting like a human. Okay, maybe you're putting up some engagement posts and you're connecting with the people that like, loved, and heart your posts, just the reactions. And you're, being interested in them. Okay, maybe you've got, like Megan said, a dream list or a chicken list, and you're reaching out to those people. I know some people that are going A to Z in their Facebook. It's giving them multiple opportunities. In other words, they're cleaning up their Facebook. They're also reaching out with care and just touching A to Z. See, what happens when you make a connection with people is it becomes much easier to have conversations down the road around their needs and wants. And you just may be that solution. All right. So, team members, I just think that there are times when sometimes people are quiet, they can get lost in the shuffle, or sometimes people are leaders and we assume like, oh, they're all good. They can do it all on their own because they haven't asked for much. Sometimes it's just a quick text message or a voice message or a phone call. What are we doing to kind of keep our light ignited, keeping us feeling good, but also passing that energy on, showing people that we care and we're interested and we're here to help them? So, simple check ins are also really important this time of year. All right. I want to talk also, number two would be sharing the feeling, not facts. Okay, so we've talked before that some of us by nature would be more the logical mindset. We're not, we maybe aren't as heart connected. But this time right now is about evoking the heart connection and not the facts. So I want you to think about this for a minute. People don't typically fall in love with a compensation plan. They fall in love with what? The person that gives it to them. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but you know where I'm going, right? You don't typically fall in love with facts, but you are falling in love with the human, with the heart. So it doesn't matter which side you lean toward, whether you're more logical or more heart centered. It's just the awareness that now I'm going to share my heart. Okay. So, how are some of the ways that you can do that online? I would love to hear from some of you guys. I've got some ideas right here, but I would love to hear from some of you guys. How are some of the ways, after just hearing Megan and I talk a little bit about really connecting in this latter part of the month? How are some of the ways that you're going to do that? Or what are some of the ideas that are coming to you?
Um,
Amanda.
share your story about how you got into the business and what it's done for you. So just
Okay.
sharing your story with them.
Yeah. So, how many of you have actually gotten down, dirty, raw, and real and shared either parts of your story or your story? Parts of your story have to do with things like it could even be a fun memory. It could be, um, you know, where you were before and, maybe the feelings that you had before and where you are today, where you're going. I just put up a story today. I don't know how much engagement I've got because I had other things going on, but I will tell you guys that it really was kind of a cool thing. It kind of dawned on me that when I was growing up, I had really incredible grandparents, and they just wanted to show us love and kindness. And, my grandparents were avid travelers. So, as we got a little bit older and we had four grandkids total on that side of the family, my grandparents always wanted to take us on a trip, right? And we did that everywhere from Hawaii to Europe to, Palm Springs to the ocean, all kinds of trips. And I was pondering the other day because my brother actually sent me some pictures that some of the best memories that I had were being on these trips with my cousins and my grandparents. And it just kind of stopped me in my tracks because I don't really think that consciously I thought that that might have been part of one of the reasons why I joined this company. But I remember saying to Megan, I want to bring my grandkids on trips. So are you talking about those kinds of things that people connect to in your stories and in your static posts or reels? Okay. Those are the things I want you to think about and how those things, another thing you guys may not know, but you should know is that our company owner, Yoni, part of the reason why he developed or, founded this company was because of the lack of travel. Their family was always gonna go travel and they never got to. So you see, there is no right story. It's your story. It's authentically yours, and people attract to those heart-centered, um, warm stories that are feel good. So how are we doing that? Who else wants to share? Does anyone else have have an idea of how they're going to make connections and share between the 15th and the 30th or anytime? Anyone? Are you guys alive out there? Is everyone breathing? No, I feel like I'm talking to a wall. Come on.
I will.
Okay, come on, Deb.
I look a mess, but we've been up since early this morning because my grandson had heart surgery. And so because of that, we have had so many people reach out and just show their heart and care. I'll be crying, but praise God, he came through. Everything is good. He's in recovery. And so I'm just going to utilize all of these connects and reach out and thank them and start that conversation in this way. It's a different kind of way, but I still have that door open. And so
Yeah, I
that's what I
love
want
that.
to use.
And see, thank you, Deb, for sharing.
You're
And
welcome.
praise God that he is, out of that operating room and in recovery. So
Yes.
love that. Guys, that is a great example of part of her story. So what is it for you? And you might not have, something dramatic. You might not have something that is maybe as touching, where I'm going with this. But what do you have to share? What can you offer? And sometimes it's just a well wishes. It's just your hand, right? Okay, who else? Who else has kind of got some ideas of what they want to do to really keep their audience yeah, I mean, I call it kind of keeping people warm, keeping them knowing that they matter. Michelle.
Hello, everyone. I have to, this time of year was my son, and for those of you that don't know, we had a son who passed away 7 years ago, and he absolutely loved Christmas. He loved everything about it. And it wasn't about getting presents, it was just about being present, being around people, and doing things. So I have made some beautiful reconnects with some of his nurses because a lot of them still, we have a page for him, still follow and ask. And I've been sharing memories when you talked about that. And that actually, it does so much for me because I want to keep talking about him. I don't want anybody to forget. So that's been kind of special for me this season. And it's, like you said, bringing up memories and you don't know. And I've had several people share with me some of their struggles, some of the things that they're going through right now, but that I gave them hope that even if something did happen to their loved one, so that's kind of been um, my connection with a lot of people that I haven't been. It's naturally happening because of this time of year and sharing things about him.
I love that, Michelle. Thank you for sharing. See, you guys, many of you have so many different heartfelt things that it makes a difference not only in your life, but in other people. You know, people, I believe now during the holidays get kind of sentimental and they need hope. And you can be that beacon of light. I will guarantee you, most teams aren't training this stuff. That's how you can be set apart, truly. And it doesn't take skill to be heart-centered and kind, right? The effort is just in the task, meaning I've got this task and now I'm going to open my heart to share. So, guys, the next thing I want to talk about is just when you do have an opportunity this time of year, let's talk a little bit about what is in your pocket. In other words, I am a big fan when we had the special, right? You could sign up for $99 or you could come in at the Elite Turbo for $348. Okay? That was something to talk about. What do you guys have now? Because some of you have very warm leads. Some of you, like Amanda shared, have, calls tomorrow, and it's going to keep trailing throughout the entire month. I love that Angela McKay said the month is not even over yet. We got a lot of the month left. I want you to think about when I'm in person, how am I showing up? Whatever that is, at a family event. I had an aunt, I just mentioned something because she's a huge traveler and she's on a plane right now headed my way. I mean, she's headed home. She lives here. She's coming just to see me, and guess what? No, but what I do want you guys to know, I thought it was cute as ever. She said, I want to know more about that travel thing because I planted the seed. You see? So I am very confident that she will sign up this weekend as an Elite Turbo when I go to visit her and when I go to show it to her, because that's how she is. She's kind of wants me to walk her through it. She doesn't like to do anything on her own, and she's very capable. She was a CEO of 13 credit unions. Can you imagine? But she just likes things done for her. Maybe she needs a hire. No, I'm just teasing. So that's my point is what are you doing with some of those things? So what's in your toolbox? Who knows? What do you guys have in your toolbox right now? Who can answer that? What do you have to be able to talk about and when we're shifting into the business a bit right now?
Joan, we've got double commission right now, and that can be used to help, as an incentive for somebody to sign if they're real hot or on the fence.
That's right. So the double dollars in commission you can use as an incentive to bring someone over the fence. You could say, I'd love to offer you this little gift from me. What's wrong with that? Doesn't that give you confidence to go talk to people? Right? So you don't sometimes often think about the fact that you could Zelle someone $50, you could Venmo them $50 after they get signed up as a gift back from you. So to me, what this does is this gives me more urgency and confidence to pick up the phone because guys, after the 31st of December, if I gave that same offer, it's cutting now into my commission where we're getting double dollars, but I can still adjust those dollars to what is right for me. I can still get the regular commission, or even more because $25 or $50 or whatever that amount might be that you choose, that still says something to people. It says, wow, she's giving me this gift. Angela McKay, I know I didn't forewarn you, but do you want to share a little bit, Angela, how you and your team are, talking about the double dollars?
Hey girl, yeah.
Babe.
Well, we're really focusing like on those high urgency moments, right? Like timing, we're in pre-launch, and then obviously money. Time and money speak the biggest to people. And so when I'm talking and kind of qualifying a lead, or, one of the girls are throwing me in the chat. We're really just kind of asking those questions to find out what motivates them, time or money or both. And that's going to allow me to know what to put in front of them. So, with Christmas and holiday and all that, people talk about their pain points in conversation. I'll say something like, "Oh, how's your holiday going? Can't believe, it's 9 days till Christmas. Are you done with your shopping? Or are you like me? Like, I haven't even started." And, they'll say, "Oh, yes." You can start to hear people reveal quite a bit. And I usually can get a time or money kind of guide point in the conversation. And I'll say, "Well, one reason why it's great to start right now is if you know of a few people that would see the value in saving and traveling, and who doesn't know people that want to save and travel, right?" I was kind of like make a joke with that a little bit. You could start to make some money for Christmas still. And I position the money conversation right there, because maybe they need a few $100 before Christmas, you know. And so that's a really good caveat to, just kind of finding and speaking to them, and not to what we know, but what we know that they need. That's where you get that conversion. And then timing, I always layer timing, because at the end of the day, FOMO wins the game. And the timing is this. I always say, I don't know about you. I know it's super busy right now. But timing is everything in life. And I'd rather help position you on the front side of momentum and in this pre-launch than, as the new year rolls around. So if money is not an objection and you're really excited to get started and you see the value in this, like, what's holding you back? Let's get you positioned to win. Let's start 2026 with a plan instead of letting 2026 flip the calendar and then you go, "Okay, now what's my goal?" And I think those kind of conversations, and especially even with your team guys, is using that same kind of conversation and saying, "Hey, I know it's busy right now. But people that are going to want to jump in and use the time and money, and they're already in the position to win with the commissions." And sometimes they just need that little reminder, and that little tiny step. And I think the tiny step is, find three, focus on those little stepping stones in this business, because it unlocks everything.
I agree. And guys, if you think about it, you could show someone, like Angela said, how to make $500 before Christmas by finding three, literally. And your commission actually goes over 500 at the end of the day. So here's my kind of for you. Establish a daily reach out that you are going to do to spread service, spread love, spread joy. Dig in through your different lists, like I mentioned before, through your team. When you're posting, follow up with every like, love, and heart, and every comment, and just seek to be interested in people. And for those of you that, like Megan said, if you've got people that you need to, talk to, close, reach out to us individually. I know we had a little period of time where we, during that, I don't know, last week at whatever point, there was a lot of three-way chats. And I want to commend you because the three-way chats are so good. I also want to say, don't hesitate to add more than one leader to the chat, because that way, if somebody doesn't see it or it gets missed, you're not feeling like you're just, people are hanging out there wondering where your leader is, if that makes sense. All right, guys. Megan, I think I was waiting back for her. We'll see if she comes, but I want to talk just a little bit for the remainder of, what January 3rd and 4th. So if you have not marked your calendar for January 3rd and 4th, we are doing what we would call like an all team, almost kind of like a super Saturday all team, right? And it's going to be all around this 90-day blitz, basically January, February, March, and what we're going to be doing. So I definitely want you guys, if you let's see here, make sure that you are on that call today, so that you get all of the details. And then I'm going to let Megan go ahead and just talk about the 90-day blitz and really just what we want to do to prepare. I mean, you guys actually already know what we're doing to prepare, right? But being on the call, getting the details, we don't have all the details. But Megan, go ahead. We're just wrapping up here.
Okay, perfect. So yes, the call will be today at 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern with Ilian. And you know what? One of the things that Ilian told us actually when we first got into the business was he said, I don't work with anybody unless they can commit to this. And it's, can you do 2 exposures a day for 30 days? He says, everyone who does that is basically at a minimum $1,000. Okay. Obviously, sometimes based on skill set and some, you know, different things like that, some will do better, some will do just shy of that. But he's like, hey, can you commit to that? And it's funny, we were like, oh my gosh, we're not doing, like he said, presentations. So we're like, we need to do 2 live presentations a day. Well, we're doing 1. And it was funny. We were like, we have other people, but what we realized, he's like, no, just at least 1. So like 2 people a day. Can you expose, not invite, actually expose? So if you want to expose 60 people in 30 days, you need to invite what? You need to do the numbers, but I would say at a minimum 200. That's a safer number. And I know that might sound a lot, but this is how you launch and you create massive passive income. Is you compress action into smaller time frames. Okay, compress activity into smaller time frames. So we're doing the 90-day run, right? And let's say at a minimum you guarantee, like let's say you said, okay, I'm going to commit to 1 to 2 exposures a day, right? Well, right now we're doing the activity of priming, doing the connections. We're going to have at least 1 to 4 Zooms available every day. You guys, that is awesome that we can plug people into. So I encourage you to show up to the call. Ilian is our master distributor. He's also our VP of strategy. When we joined, his monthly check was $350,000. Insane. But what's so cool is about him is he is just an in the trenches kind of guy. He's so helpful. He's already got massive amount of wealth, but he does this because he's focused on helping more and more people create that kind of wealth. He's a family man. And he's just a super cool dude. He is European, so, you know, as we say, if you're European, they're a little bit more direct, shall I say. So Joan and I sometimes are like, let's massage this, you know. He's like, no.
Yeah.
So if you ever meet him in person, don't be scared. But that's, I think, a little bit of the European culture. But he's got such a big heart. And so we are so honored and excited that we will be helping lead this 90-day run and presenting in them in the blitzes and supporting the company and the team in this. And what a great environment to plug everybody into. So definitely get ready. It's going to be so much fun, leading especially into our Dallas North American launch. I mean, so great. But, you know, I just think that a lot of people underestimate or they overestimate what they can do in their first month, and they underestimate what they can do in a year. So I say this with love, but if you're here and after a month or 2, you're not seeing the results that you wanted, and somebody quits, okay? I want you to know that your business didn't fail. You failed your business. And I say this with so much love because I am someone who was like, I'd quit every 90 days. I'd quit. And then guess what? I'd go to a company eventually and I'd restart. But you're doing yourself disservice because if you want to build a business that will pay you out residual income to infinity over a lifetime, right? Are you saying that it's only worth trying it for 1 to 2 months? Are you saying that, Laura, sorry, can you mute, love? It won't let me mute you. Thank
Oh,
you.
there we go.
She's probably ordering me a chai. But, you know, I just lost my train of the last bullet
Yeah, you were
in my head.
basically saying that, when you lean
Oh,
in, yeah.
yeah, and every time you quit or you stop, or guess what? You have to work on getting the ball back up and running. And I'm doing this right now, you guys. I'm just gonna be honest because it's about messiness. I am no way perfect. That's for sure. I think many of you already know that because of my typos and my like all the things. But I'm going through this right now with my Instagram. I was so consistent. And now it's like, oh, I missed posts. Like missing one day turned into missing a week, turned into missing a month. But I have to give myself grace because I was focused on the most important piece of my business, which was, Facebook and the growth we were already having. But now my lead source from Instagram, I have to like work on getting the ball up and running. And it is so hard, especially with the algorithm. So it's kind of like the algorithm of your day, the behavior. The second you stop doing something, it's easy to do, but it's also easy not to do. So incorporate, like we can weave, our friend Steve, he says this all the time, you can weave your business into your daily life, right? That's true. So don't set yourself up for failure and say, I'm gonna do my 2 exposures by spending 2 hours at my desk every day. If you don't have 2 hours at your desk, you don't even have a desk. If you don't have that time, what's your daily minimum standard? Is it sending your 10 connection messages and inviting one? And then following up to expose the next. How are you being productive with 15 minutes of time? So I'm really excited for the Blitz. We'll see you on that call later today. I know many of you are registered for North America. We are going to be, I apologize, I did not get the prize winner for this week pulled, but we will be pulling a prize winner in the next, coming up. We like to do that as often as we can. For those that have registered, you can register for North America. If you are wanting to come to North America, please message me so that I can help make sure to get you the best ticket pricing and things like that. So please message me ASAP so that we can help. Even if you're like not sure that you can go, but you have an inkling, please message us on Facebook.
All right.
All right.
Okay. And you guys, I have to just tell you, look at this. At 10:43, this is someone I haven't talked to since September. Look at this message. After we're just talking about it, right? Just thinking of you. I hope you're loving your new home and crushing it. I mean, isn't that what we're talking about, you guys? Someone reaching out because they just care. That's it. So, how can you be that person? I wonder if she took my training. No, just teasing. All right, guys. Well, listen, we will see you on the call today. I'm excited to kind of get all the details, as I'm sure you are too. I want to thank Angela McKay and everyone that shared today and left, gave some ideas and different things that they're doing. And we will see you just a little bit later today. Have a beautiful day, guys. Bye-bye.